Maybe I missed it, guys, but when I was in, there was certain regulations put in place as far as how a soldier is supposed to look. Did I miss a memo? I haven't been retired that long.
So you're telling me 35 dudes can roll up?
You won't hear
and
nothing.
Y'all, excuse me?
You won't hear nothing.
Y'all are that quiet, that stealth.
Yeah.
My personal experience, guys, that hasn't been the case. You try keeping 120 plus dudes quiet. Not happening. Let's go through some of the comments. Bad idea, even worse execution. He's a veteran by association. Thank me for my father's service. As I'm watching this, guys, I don't have any issues with this, right? You gotta stop being so quick to judge people. You don't know what that young man is going through, right? And I can tell you right now, guys, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Green Beret Chronicles show. I got another good one for you guys today. Guys, we're gonna discuss a variety of separate topics today to include getting counsel on social media, right? I have a captain that is counseling a lower enlisted about social media on social media. Pretty interesting clip there, right? I'll play it for you guys, get you guys' 2 cents. And then we're gonna put all calls out to all leaders out there, right? All hands. What would you do about this certain soldier? And then we're gonna talk about how effective is US Army Special Operations once we're on the battlefield. I got a pretty interesting clip from Nick Irving that I want to play for you guys and get you guys' 2 cents. And then we have a son paying tribute to his father, who just happens to be a Green Beret in the most weirdest way out there, right? I'll get you guys' 2 cents on that. Also, guys, if this is your first time watching me, my name is Dorleus. I'm a retired US Army Green Beret, and the intent behind this channel is to coach, teach, and mentor the next generation of warfighters, showcasing a variety of different activities and giving you guys my 2 cents. So hopefully you guys don't make those same mistakes. So if you get any value out of this, guys, like, subscribe, share the channel. Greatly appreciate it, right? With all that said, guys, let's jump into the very first clip, which is a captain counseling a lower enlisted soldier about social media on social media. Let's take a look at the clip.
I've moved through this world with a mission, in silence, in chaos. I've worn the uniform, carried the weight, and crossed borders most people only hear about when things go bad. Now, I move through these same streets with a new mission, to find the best damn coffee on earth and tell the stories no one else will. From the highlands of Colombia to the alley roasters of Tehran, from the back streets of Port-au-Prince to the hills of Vietnam, from the dust of Afghanistan to the shadows of somewhere I can't even name yet. This isn't a travel show. It's not a coffee review. It's an operation. My name is Dorleus, ex-Green Beret and founder of Dark Arts Coffee, and this is the Field Guide. The place most won't go, the beans most don't know, and the dark truth brewed in every cup.
There's a bunch of videos up there, right? There's just a couple of videos that are not in good. They're just
somebody after this?
Yes.
Which one?
So you know you started counseling, right? And we had you write a whole essay on online misconduct, social media misconduct, right? And you still.
So guys, let me break this down for you guys as we watch this clip, right? As a non-commissioned officer, as a captain or enlisted guy within the United States military, there's certain tools that you have within your toolbox to keep soldiers in check, right? And one of those tools is the counseling statement, right? The 4856, meaning soldier goes out and messes up. You as a leader, you get the soldier in front of you, sitting like I'm sitting right now, right? First sergeant is sitting down, soldier standing up at parade rest. Parade rest is a position that, hey, if I tell you to go to parade rest or go to attention, you know you're in trouble, right? Go to parade rest. And then you look at me, and I, as the leader, I'm speaking with you. Check it out. You messed up. This is what you did. This is what the consequence is going to be. That is how a counseling session is supposed to be handled. Look at what you guys are watching right now. That within itself, very unprofessional. Let's keep watching.
Where you videos with me?
Why? I went on your TikTok yesterday. And you still got that Jack Pallet video up there.
took it off on Instagram and Facebook.
You took it off on Instagram and Facebook. Y'all hear that? She took it off of Instagram and Facebook, but she did not take it off of all of her social media platforms. So what should I do?
If I wasn't breaking anything with taking the stuff off all my videos, the ones I took off, I was never breaking anything in accordance with like UCMJ actions. It'll be then like a personal opinion. They just want me to take it down because they don't like the video versus if I'm actually breaking a rule.
I think you're missing. I think you're missing the grander scheme of things, and you're in uniform, and because you're in this uniform, you have a duty to make sure that you are still.
All right, what are you guys' thoughts on this, guys? A captain in a leadership position counseling a lower enlisted soldier, an E5, on social media, on her social media platform. And of course, she's getting all sorts of blowback from this because, again, guys, when it comes to the United States military, there's a certain way that we are supposed to do things. In addition to this, guys, now this is a captain. More than likely, in order for the captain to get approval to actually do this, she had to speak with her battalion commander, right? And the battalion commander had to get approval from the brigade commander, right? And the brigade commander probably got the thumbs up from division, right? So everybody within this chain of command was aware that this was going on. Yet they still thought it was a good idea for captain to counsel lower enlisted soldier on social media, on her social media feed, and essentially try to make a example out of the low enlisted soldier for doing what they were doing, right? So you're counseling low enlisted soldier on social media about her social media presence. You're telling her that certain things that shouldn't be done in uniform, but yet you are doing the same thing in uniform, knowing well that the counseling session is something that is private. It's something that is personal between leader and subordinate. Could you imagine you work for Walmart and you somehow mess up and your leader, your supervisor calls you out on the floor, have you standing there and is ripping you a new one in front of everybody within Walmart? That's essentially what this is. You have a counseling session telling a soldier that they are messing up, yet you choose to do it in a public setting in order to essentially make an example and disrespect the lower enlisted, right? As leaders, there are certain things that is expected of you. And this action right here is very unbecoming of a U.S. Army officer. Shit show, soup sandwich should not have taken place. Let me know what you guys think about this one, guys. And keep in mind, we're not talking about the soldier being on social media and doing dumb things. We're talking about leader's responsibility. That specific leader, her responsibility. How should she have handled this? Eager to hear you guys' feedback on this one. Now let's transition into a pretty interesting clip that I found from Nick Irving. Now, whenever we go out to do work, every operation typically has 3 phases, right? You have infill, actions on, and exfil, right? And then you got debrief and all the planning stuff that happens on the front end. But oftentimes, guys, 3 main component, right? Infill, actions on, exfil. This clip is targeting mainly the infill side of things. Let's hear what Nick Irving has to say, and then I'll give you guys my 2 cents.
So you're telling me 35 dudes can roll up?
You won't hear
and
nothing.
Y'all, excuse me?
You won't hear nothing.
Y'all are that quiet, that's
Yeah.
stealth.
Yeah.
Yo, come on, Nick.
You won't hear nothing. It's quiet. Most of the time, the guys were like, you could sneak up on them and they'll still be laying in bed. And you have to nudge them with the tip of your barrel and wake them up.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. We've walked over, like, I remember in Afghanistan, we killed like 14 guys. And we walked over, like, almost the entire little village. They were all sleeping. And to get to the target building, we had to walk over like 20 or 30 dudes. And they were all knocked out to get to the target building. And they slept outside. And they had no idea we were there until the stuff started going down. And you could throw light grenades. Sometimes they wouldn't wake up. I always thought it was because of they were so used to what was going on. You could throw a grenade in a building and they'd still be asleep when you roll up on them.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, give me an idea. How many people were part of your team?
35.
All right, now this clip right here, guys, when I first saw it, I had to listen to it a couple of different times. And then, of course, I had to revision memory lane to make sure that what he was saying is accurate, right? And again, he makes some great points. However, to answer that question of, hey, are we that quiet whenever we infill? I'll go as far as to say it depends, right? It depends. It depends on what the mission is. It depends on when you're going in, and it depends on which village, which location you're going in, right? My personal experience, guys, that hasn't been the case, right? Because again, majority of my deployments downrange, I was running Commandos, right? I was running Afghan Special Operation Forces. Now, imagine a entity of 120 plus Muldoons, and then you have 9 or so Green Berets. And then we are responsible for maneuvering all these different guys, clearing an entire village. We typically infill at 10 p.m. and then we clear throughout the entire night. You try keeping 120 plus dudes quiet. Not happening. And on top of that, once you hit a village, the first house you hit, guess what, man? Like once you're in there moving around, they're grabbing cell phones, they're calling whoever, they're letting them know, hey, the Americans are here. And oftentimes when we roll out, we roll heavy, meaning helicopters, gunships, Chinooks. They can hear all that stuff coming, right? So again, situations are different. The village, like what village are you going in? If it's a hotbed for insurgents activities, more than likely that village is going to have guards. They're going to have early warning systems put in place that lets them know like, hey, the Americans are coming, right? So if that's the case, yeah, your civilians might be sleeping, but the bad dudes, more than likely, once they get that call, they're on the high ground, they did it out, and they're hiding if they don't want to fight. Now, right? Now, that's my experience based on the type of missions and based on the villages that I went to. Now, if you're doing like a capture kill mission or you're working with Delta like most Rangers typically are, more than likely, that is the case as far as what Nick is saying, right? Delta, when they go in to do work, they're not trying to cause a bunch of havoc. They're not trying to make a bunch of noise to let people know they're coming, right? The nature of their job is to go in undetected while everybody's sleeping, 4 or 5 dudes or so, while the Rangers are holding the outer perimeter or pulling outer cordon. They go in, hit the objective, and then they leave, right? That's what they do. And again, majority of Nick's career was in Ranger Battalion, so he worked with those dudes. So his experience is going to be completely different than that of mine, than that of infantry dudes, right? Because again, when we go in there, everybody knows we're coming. The dogs are barking. We round everybody up. We got a MAM train going, meaning, hey, if you're a fighting age male, 18 or above, or hell, 16 or above in some instances, right? We hit your house, we're taking you, we're bringing you along for the ride, because what we don't want is to leave you behind, you go grab an AK and you shoot us from the back, right? So that's how we roll. Let me know based on your experience, guys, if you've experienced this, right? Hitting a village and everybody's asleep and you just go in there and do work. Or has it always been by the time you got there, everybody's awake waiting on you? Eager to hear what you guys have to say. But at the end of the day, guys, I think everybody's experience is going to be different, mainly because, again, we're with different units hitting different objectives, which essentially is going to lead to a different outcome, right? Now, speaking about being in different units and doing different things, I can tell you right now, guys, the military that I grew up in is completely different than the military that we got now. Calling all leaders. I found a clip that I think is speaks volume to where the military is at. Now, keep in mind, when I say the military, just like I just talked about the different units and what they do, maybe different military units have different standards for how they handle different things, right? Because I can tell you right now, here at Fort Bragg, 82nd Airborne, I probably would not see this type of stuff that I'm about to show you, right? Maybe down in Fort Hood, you might see that crap. Guys, if you're down at Hood, let me know. But let's take a look at this clip. And then I want leaders out there to let me know how you would handle this situation.
I'm down for that, who that, move back, more time, more wine, I'm up and down, I'm out of town, I'm bored, but I don't do limits, all up in my business, look out for the rats, the cats, the snakes, the...
Now, maybe I missed it, guys, but when I was in, there was certain regulations put in place as far as how a soldier is supposed to look, right? You're not supposed to have blonde hair, purple hair, red hair. So as I'm watching this, let me know in the comments, like, did something change? Did I miss a memo? I haven't been retired that long, but if you're a leader, like, how do you handle Joe that shows up to work like this? Like, what do you do, right? And again, this is why I'm a fan of Pete Hegseth and what he's doing as far as bringing standards back to the military, right? You're supposed to look a certain way. You're supposed to be an example when you travel to all these different places and people see the American soldier. You're supposed to be that guy when you step out in public, Walmart, wherever, and they see you in that uniform. You're supposed to represent something for the 8, 9, 10-year-old that wants to be a soldier. Yet, you see this crap and you look like that, you're like, what kind of shit show's going on in the military? Like, what kind of clown fest is taking place within our military? What would you do if this was your soldier? Because clearly he's been in for a while. He's an E4, yet he still looks like that, right? Like, what would you do if this was your soldier? Eager to hear you guys' feedback, right? And guys, we're going to transition into this last segment, and then we're going to call it, right? Now, a couple of people sent this to me, and I read some of the comments that these guys were saying about this guy, right? I got a different take on it. But before I give you guys my take, let's watch the clip. All right, so it's essentially a tattoo saying the man who raised me, taught me sacrifice and bravery, right? It's essentially a piece of a son paying homage to his dad, right? It has his dad's Green Beret, he's a 5th grouper, right? It has his essentially position, 18 Echo 50. So this guy was a senior NCO, a 1st sergeant or above, right? And it has the arrowhead with the tab. That's what this tattoo is, and that's what this young man has put on his chest. Let's go through some of the comments. Bad idea, even worse execution. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say Buddy was never an 18 Echo. He's a veteran by association. No GB would get this tattoo. Right before selection, 99% chance he didn't deserve it. Thank me for my father's service. On and on and on and on, right? People just shitting on this guy. What are you guys' thoughts on this, guys? At the end of the day, as I'm watching this, I'm like, man, you don't know what that dude went through with his father, right? You don't know the type of relationship they had. You don't know if the father's still alive, right? Maybe this is his way of staying close to his dad. You know what I mean? So as I'm watching this, guys, I don't have any issues with this, right? This is a son, proud of his father. His father went out and did work, right? His father's a Green Beret, and maybe the father's not around anymore, right? And this is his motivation. This is his way of staying tied or staying linked in with his dad. Right? Maybe this is something that he's put on him every time he's in a situation where he feels shitty or he's got something going on. He just touches it and he gets whatever motivation, whatever inspiration he needs, and he go about his business, right? You got to stop being so quick to judge people. You don't know what that young man is going through, right? And I can tell you right now, guys, I remember, being in training, and a lot of guys, they would have that special forces tab in their hat, like on the outside of the hat, right? They would take a bobby pin and just kind of loop it through and have it in their hat, right? Some guys would have it inside their pockets, right? It's a way of when the going gets tough and they're sucking, they can just grab that tab, look at it, and know why they're here, why they're going through the shit show. Same thing with the hat. They can grab their hat, look at the tab, put it back on, and keep driving, right? That dude having his father's stuff on his body, right? Who knows what that does for him? He might want to go to selection one day, right? And he might be in the slums and he's going through it and he's getting ready to quit. And then he, touches freaking chest and he remembers, oh, my dad was a Green Beret. My dad did this. And that gives him the motivation he needs to keep doing work, right? Keep in mind, guys, you don't know what other people are going through. You don't know what they need to help them get through it. So before you judge, before you get in the comments, think about if that was you. Think about you as a man when you pass away. If your son was to do that, would it be a good thing? All right. Wouldn't you be proud of your son as a dad if he found a way to honor you? Just think about things holistically and don't be so quick to judge others, right? Now, on a different note, my man should have kept that stuff to himself, though, right? I don't know about putting all your business in social media, seeking attention. When you do that, that's the type of feedback you welcome, because you got to keep in mind there's all sorts of people in this world. They don't necessarily have to understand what you're doing. They're just quick to judge, right? Appreciate you guys' feedback on this one, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If you got any value out of this, guys, like, subscribe to the channel, share it. Again, if you need any support throughout your military career, greenberetchronicles.com. Get on the consultation call. Check out the merch shop. Grab you some shirts, right? I appreciate you guys. Until next time, folks, take care of yourself.